Well, happy Monday, Business 20 students. This is Mr.D, and this is week number 4 of our course here at Norco College, fall semester 2022. And this is, again, week 4. I wanted to do a quick video and just do a few things as far as recapping from last week, and then, of course, sharing with you what you should be working on this week. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And here we are at the home page in our course in Canvas. And in case you haven't noticed, for the last couple of weeks, I've had the announcements up there. So the most recent announcement usually is at the bottom and then, or at the top. And then the second one is the least recent, but there's many more, of course, beyond that. If you want to check it out, you can select announcements to the left. But anyway, just wanted to go over where we're at. So last week, of course, you all looked at what was called markups and markdowns, as well as looking at payroll and the percentage method of payroll and figuring out your federal income tax. And so we covered those in pretty good detail. I wanted to take a look there. That was week number 3. So we were in module number 2, week 1. And now we're going to be in module 2, week 2 this week. So I'm going to go ahead and enter there. And here we go. So again, one thing I wanted to point out to you is somebody had just emailed me a little bit ago asking me where all the PowerPoint slides went. What I did was I created a study page for every chapter. And so within the study page folder now is everything that used to be in separate folders. So I have here all of the areas of the textbook you should study. And in between, I have me actually on video working out those problems in the homework or in the textbook. And so each section I have a separate video, so you can watch those. You can open your book, you can work along, you can watch the videos. And then I have PowerPoints down here. So PowerPoint chapter 8 is right there. And I also reference the slide numbers to each of the concepts in the book to the slide number of the PowerPoint slide. So if you want to just look at that in the PowerPoint, you can reference those slide numbers. And then, of course, I have the YouTube videos down here for this week, and I broke them all up, or for last week. So this is the way it's going to be every week. So just so you know, there is now a study page for each chapter, and in that study page is everything. In fact, I'm making it required that you at least view the study page. So it's going to have a mark as done on it, which means you have to look at it before you can actually do any of the coursework down here. Of course, again, you had to read me first, and I talked to you about how chapter 8 and 9 fit into the prior week's chapter on percents and trade discounts. And then, of course, I have every week now a Help Sienna, because as you're learning the concepts, you want to be able to put them into practice. So each week you're going to have a Help Sienna button, and that's going to kind of tie in from last week to this week as far as the content and being able to help Sienna. So in this case with markups, Sienna got some good deals with her trade and cash discounts, and now she's going to mark up her item so that she can make a profit. And so that's the purpose of markups and markdowns that you covered this week. And then, of course, I have Michael Smith here. He's also going to be considering getting married, so he wanted to see how his payroll taxes were going to change. And so those are some of the relevant features of the course to Sienna's health and fitness business. And so that was last week, and hopefully you got through that. By the way, you guys did have your check-in assignment number 3, and most of you, I'd say probably about a third of you finished it by Thursday, and then I was able to comment and give you feedback as well as the correct answers. If you don't give it to me by Thursday, I may not get to it until Sunday or Monday, so please try and get it by Thursday. Sometimes I'll take a look on Friday. If somebody submits one on Friday, I'll go ahead and grade it as well. But the goal here is for you to get it done in time so that I have time to give you feedback, and then you have a chance to make whatever changes you need to before you take your quiz and or exam, depending on what week it is, as well as before you do your case study. So this last week, you started case study number 2 on the bride, the groom, and the taxman. That's going to be moved down now to next week's module, as you're going to be finishing that. And then, oops, I went too far. And then you also have, coming into week number 4, you have the Read Me First. So you have to read me first and help Sienna before you can do anything else. So, of course, the Read Me First is going to explain the kinds of problems that we're working on this week, simple interest as well as compound interest. And so simple interest really is just a simple way of calculating how much interest you can earn or how much interest you will pay if you're taking a loan. And, of course, Sienna's going to be considering taking out some different loans for various reasons, and so as well as other employees that she has. So you're going to be helping them solve those particular problems, whether you use simple interest or compound interest. I do have a Help Sienna next week, and here you're going to be helping Sienna. She's got some disposable income. She's deciding what to do with it, so you're going to be helping her kind of come to what's the best options for her when it comes to either borrowing money or investing her money. I also have her best friend learned about the power of compound interest, and she shared that with Sienna, so now she's going to take those same investments and she's going to use compound interest instead to see if she can actually make more money at the end of the day. Again, this next week, study page chapter 10 is right here. Study page chapter 11 is right here. There are read me and mark me as done as well. So you need to make sure you review these, and then at the very bottom you mark them as done. But again, in chapter 10 as well as chapter 11, there is a study page. I have all of the sections of the textbook you should work out. And on Tuesday, we're going to be having a Zoom session, as you know, and I'll be announcing that in a minute. But the Zoom session, I'll record me going through each one of these sections, and I'll be placing the video right at the bottom underneath each of these sections. So you can, again, work in your workbook, or your textbook. You can watch the video at the same time, and you'll be getting the instruction from me as we go. The PowerPoint slide is in here as well, and I referenced all of the slide numbers here. To the various sections of the textbook, to the PowerPoint slides here. I also have some YouTube videos that you can go through as well that'll help you in understanding some of the concepts. I don't have videos on everything, but what I do have, I've made available. And so keep that in mind, that I'm not going to have YouTube videos on everything, but I will have videos of me working through these problems. I did include a tips for solving word problems. It's actually right out of your textbook. And then I also have a formula sheet. I didn't point this out last week, but every week I have an updated formula sheet. So this is formula sheet for chapters 10 and 11. Excuse me. And if you go there, it's going to show you all the formulas that you're going to need to learn, or at least use during this class, or during this thing. So chapter 10, using simple interest. These are all the formulas you're going to use. And then you're going to be using some tables on chapter 11 on compound interest and future value. And just so you know, future value may sound a little, or present value, may sound a little bit confusing, but basically what present value is and future value is how much something is worth in the future. So if I have $10,000 today and I invest it and I earn a certain percentage of interest, in 5 years from now, there's a future value on the $10,000 today. Well, the $10,000 today is the present value, and the future value is after the interest has been compounded. But sometimes what we do when we work these problems out is we want to have a certain amount in the future. So let's just say I want $10,000 in the future. So I know what my future amount is, but I don't know what my present value is today. If I invest, that will get me to the $10,000 in 5 years. So I can work backwards. I can say this is what I want to have, and I can use the present value chart, and I can determine how much do I need to deposit today or invest today in order to earn a certain interest rate, so that in 5 years I have the $10,000 I need. And that's what present value is what is the present value today of a desired future value tomorrow. And so we go through those kinds of problems here. That's in chapter 11. Of course, again, you have a check-in assignment this week. It's if you get it to me by Thursday the 15th, I will grade it. I will give you feedback. I'll show you where you went wrong. I will also send you the answers. And so please get it to me by Thursday. By the way, you must show your work. I've had a number of students this last week, and I gave them credit anyway, but I'm not going to give credit again, is they didn't show their work. They just put the answers in there, and some of them they got right, some of them they got wrong, so I couldn't make any comments. Please show me your work. I'm asking you to show me how you got to the answer. That way I can tell you, hopefully, where you might have went wrong on the problem. But you must show your work in order to get credit for the check-in assignment. And then you have, of course, a quiz this week on chapter 4 on chapters 10 and 11. And again, there are going to be multiple choice and fill-in questions on that. You're going to be finishing your case study on the bride, the groom, and the taxman, which, by the way, is all built around the percentage method. So make sure that you understand that. It's going to be from the percentage method that you learned last week, chapter 9. So make sure you understand that. And in the chapter 9 study page, there's a video of me going through how to do the percentage method. So make sure you do that, and you use the charts that are available. And then you have, for the first time, your midterm exam. And this is going to be some questions on chapter 6, 7, 8, 9, 18, as well as 3, 4, and 5. I haven't updated it yet. But so you're going to have questions from all these different chapters, probably a couple of questions each. It's just to see whether you're grasping the concepts or not, and so it's an assessment to see what you're learning, and so hopefully you're learning as a result, and so that'll be also due on this Sunday coming up. So, all right, I think that's it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. And one thing I don't have in here is that we are going to be having a Zoom session. So I'm going to take the one that's here. Where is it? I think I had it. Zoom session, first Zoom session. I'm going to bring that all the way down. And that is going to be this week, and it's going to be on Tuesday. I have the date. I have the time right, but not the date. So I'm going to put it right here. Actually, I'm going to put it right here under Help Sienna. And we have a Zoom session this Tuesday. It wasn't scheduled to do it every week, but I'm just going to do it every week because I want to make sure I get videos for you guys to work from. So September 13th at 10 a.m. Is a Zoom session. So you can just literally click this link right here. It'll open up the Zoom page, and you can meet with me in Zoom on Tuesday at 10 o'clock. All right, that's it. I will be sending out all of this in an email as well. Hopefully you guys are tracking with me okay. If you have any issues at all, please don't hesitate to join me in my office hours or join me in the Zoom session. I will take some time to explain other concepts that we're not necessarily covering that day if you ask. So please join me though on Tuesday at 10 o'clock, the 13th of September, and I'll be covering chapters 10 and 11 in that Zoom session. All right, we'll see you then.